Welcome back, friends, to Terrain Fiber Talks. That's what I've settled on for now. My name is Kelly. Me and my husband are working on creating a small dye house where we focus on all-American fiber. I'm taking you along on that journey with me. You will also, I guess this is for those of you who have not watched. If you have watched, thanks for coming back. You're awesome. But if you have not watched, I'll be talking about starting that business, but mainly I'll be talking about my knitting projects, the yarn I'm using personally, the yarn we are dyeing with, the colors we've got, all of that good stuff, and just about fiber in general, specifically wool, because wool is awesome. I don't know if you've heard, but wool is super cool. So that's what you will be experiencing here. If that sounds like something you like, then please subscribe. That is very helpful to my channel, and hit the like button, and also leave me a comment. If there's anything that spurs a comment in this video, please leave me a comment. It's so special hearing from you guys, and I really value any opinions or information that you bring here. I've only experienced nice things so far, so let's keep it that way. So today I want to talk about the ins and outs, but the knitting edition. I don't know if you've heard this, but I've seen things going around that's like, instead of New Year's resolutions, it's kind of like what's in and what's out for this next year. And I like that a lot. And so I'm doing that, but knitting edition. But first, what I'm wearing. Okay, sorry. What I'm wearing. I am yet again wearing my emotional support Sophie scarf. Talked about it so much, so I'm not gonna talk about it again. And I'm wearing my Winter Speech cardi. If you watched the last video, I had not even split for the sleeves yet, and started working because it's bottom up, so then you work it flat. I hadn't done that yet, and I was hoping I would wear it for my next video. And honestly, I tried to film this video last week, so if I had, I wouldn't be wearing it. But I blocked it, and then I used the hair dryer to try to like speed up the process a little bit this morning, and it worked, and I don't think I burned anything. So I'm wearing it. I'll just talk to you a little bit about this project because this is the only finished object that I have for you. Let me show you my cardigan. So here she is in all her glory. So if you watched the last video, I'm hoping you can hear me. Okay, enough of the shimmy. So if you watched the last video, I was super stuck. So the pattern says to knit till 13 inches, and that's when you split for the sleeves. And I was like, I think it's gonna be too short, but I wanna stop at 13 inches because I want to finish it. And I was like, I'm gonna regret not knitting a little bit more. So here's the scoop. I probably could have knit a little bit more. I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna wear it all the time. It's never gonna leave my body. And you know that's true because that's true of the Sophie scarf. So I am super happy with it. I blocked it and really tried to get a little bit more length out of it, and that worked. I got some more length out of it. I think I could have knit another 1/2 inch to 1 inch. It's really so minor that I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean? It's all good. So let me tell you a little bit more about what I knit with. Green Mountain Spinnery. I've talked about them before, but I guess I'll give you a little blip. They are a mill in Vermont. They are employee owned. They're super awesome. Look them up. Anyway, they only use North American yarns. So I knit with Music, like M-E-W-E, sick. Get it? Music. Anyway, that's a DK weight and in the color Touch of Gray, or 10031. So Music, Touch of Gray, it's DK weight. I think it was a little bit lighter than what she called for in her pattern, but I wanted to roll with it. And I'm really glad I did. It's very drapey for something that's very cable-y, and that's what I wanted. I wanted it just like very, I didn't want to, even though there's a lot of well, there's not like a lot of cables, but there's a good amount of cabling in here. I didn't want it to feel trapped by that. I wanted it very loose and flowy. And I think that knitting with a slightly lighter yarn did that. And also this is a 2-ply yarn. So I think that gave it just a little bit more drape. I don't really know that I have anything more to say about the yarn. It's fabulous. If you ever get the chance to knit with Green Mountain Spinnery, do it. So when it comes to the pattern, I guess it's so the question, would I knit it again, feels kind of like an irrelevant question for me because I don't think I would knit very many things again because I would get bored. I don't know. I feel like it's my ADD brain, but like thinking about knitting the same pattern again doesn't sound fun to me. And that has nothing to do with the pattern itself. That has everything to do with my brain. So if we take that out of the equation and just say, like, is it a good pattern? Would I knit it again? Yes. It was an excellent pattern, and I would recommend it to anyone who wants to try out cabling because the cables were very simple and easy. The pattern, like the chart, was very easy to read. It was all very easy to work. Andrea Mowry's patterns are very clear. And also, you're not cabling the entire time. You I talked about this last time, but you cable, you moss stitch, you cable, you moss stitch. It's really wonderful. It's worked flat, so you don't have to worry about steeking. You know I want to steek if you watch the last video, but it keeps it simple that way. It's a very wearable piece. Yeah, I'm gonna wear it all the time. So if you go onto her Winter's Beach Cardi page on Ravelry, there's a lot of the people who have posted their projects on there have talked about really disliking the pockets that ended up on it. Where the pocket hit on this cardigan, I wouldn't use it anyway. It get like scrunched up trying to put your hands in it. And apparently they bagged out really easily, even when people went down a lot of needle sizes. Thought I was gonna do the pockets, I decided not to, so I had to kind of like fix that, but I'm really glad I didn't go with the pockets. I really like it the way it is. I wouldn't use the pockets anyway, even though pockets are amazing, but non-usable pockets are annoying. You know what I mean? Like you wanna use them, but you can't. That's just annoying. So I just left them out, and I'm really glad I did. They would have also added bulk, and you don't want more bulk right under your boobs. You know, it's just not where you want it. So anyway, 10 out of 10, I think, in general for that. I would definitely recommend it. That is the only thing that I finished. I worked on it hardcore, and I'm really glad I did. Like I said, it's not coming off. So I guess I will talk a little bit about the yarn that we dyed. I realize I never showed you in my first or second video. I talked about naturally dyeing some yarns, and I never showed you the results. So I'm hoping the colors are not gonna be right. They're just not. I'll try to like color correct to get them as close as possible. If that doesn't work, I'll put a picture up over here. But I did one yellow and one is like a green, and then a yellow. This yellow I'm gonna make another scarf with because yes. That was super fun to work with natural dyes, but also there's a lot going on in that world. You could spend your whole life just really like honing that. There's so much going on, and my main focus with this is that I want to really highlight American wool and American fibers, just with the goal of supporting sheep farmers and regenerative farming here. So the natural dyeing was kind of a little bit of a block for me. And I didn't want to stay there. So we've decided that we're going to use organic certified, global organic certified acid dyes that are non-toxic. So they're awesome. They're great. They're safe. You can feel good about them, basically. And we can feel good about them. But we would like to move into having lines of natural dyes. So hopefully that will happen in the future. But let me show you some of the yarn. Ryan, my husband, dyed recently. There's this. Hopefully that's focusing. That and that's so this is fingering weight. This is a DK weight. This is kind of like a tomatoey red, and this is kind of like a brick red or like even maroon almost. I don't know. It's very pretty. Let me tell you a little bit about the yarn. So this is fingering weight. This is DK. They're both 2 plies. They're a pretty high twist. So they're very strong, like for a 2-ply, they're pretty strong. You can, on a tight gauge, you can definitely make socks with this. It just has wool in it. It has a blend of American grown fine wools, which is a blend of Rambouillet, Columbia, Tarkey, Frisian, and then more lustrous fleeces of Corriedale, Montedale, and Romneys. Those are all North American grown, small farms. It just makes a very nice yarn. I think they're semi-woolen spun, which means that the fibers are not quite as jumbled as a full woolen spun. It's like somewhere in between worsted spun and woolen spun. So you kind of get the best of both worlds, a little bit more strength to the worsted spun, but you still get the lightness, that light airiness of the worsted spun and the warmth of the worsted spun. It's a beautiful, beautiful yarn. All the scouring that is done for these yarns is done in a vegetable oil-based soap. So there are no harsh chemicals are used on this. You're just getting the good stuff, okay? Just the good, beautiful wool. Yes, okay. Yeah, so those are the bases we're gonna start with. So they're basically the same blends, just DK, fingering, 2-ply for both. Amazing. Let me show you the most recent dye that Ryan did, which I want to use immediately. So it's a fingering weight, and it's this like brownish, yellowy amazingness. It's like my favorite color, and I want to wear it all the time. This is in the fingering base. I really hope that you can see that. Again, if you can't, I will put a picture up. But this yarn, I don't want to sell it. I want to wear it. It's so pretty. And I mean, this is all we have of it, you know? I don't know. If somebody wants it, I'll sell it to you. Just right now, just right off of YouTube. Let me know. Leave a comment if you want it. It's beautiful. Otherwise, I might knit with it. But you can crush my dreams and buy it from me if you want. Sorry, these are 100 grams. The DK is 2 ounces. So it's 56 grams, I think. It's so pretty. Anyway, loving that, but let's move on. I want to talk about my ins and outs now. Also, if you guys have any questions on the yarn, what we're doing with it, the colors, anything you'd like to see, just like anything, hit me up in the comments. Okay, so now I want to talk about my ins and outs. Let's talk about, should we talk about what's in or should we talk about what's out? In or out? Let's talk about outs first. What are we getting rid of this year? What are we done with this year? What can see itself out the door this year? I'm getting rid of guilt, okay? I don't know about you, but this is a life-giving hobby for me. It is a life-giving practice for me, and I love spending time doing it, and I don't want to feel guilty about that. It's a gift I give myself. Oftentimes, it's a gift I give my family in multiple ways because when I knit, I'm a nicer person. I am. It's proven. So that's a gift. But also, I often knit them things. So it's a double gift. But even if I didn't knit them things, I shouldn't feel guilty about spending that time on myself, taking care of myself, and making myself beautiful garments that hurt no one. This isn't being made with forced labor in a factory or for forced poor working conditions. And it's something that will hopefully be an heirloom piece, something that's going to last a really, really long time. Why would I feel guilty about that? And you shouldn't either, friend, okay? Let's leave the guilt at the door in 2024. I didn't even see where I was going with that one, but that was good. Okay, so guilt's gone. We're done. If only it was that easy. Number 2, I'm done with judging my knitting. We're not judging our knitting. We're going to be happy with what we've made. There's always room for progress. I love learning. I love expanding my knitting horizons. I like seeing myself make progress, but I don't need to judge my knits and see if they're good enough. Friend, they're great, and I'm happy with them. They're good. So, number 2, we're leaving behind judging my knits. Number 3, I'm leaving behind, at least just for this year, knitting anything but garments and like accessories. I'm going to finish the pillows, the Saginaw pillows that I've been knitting. But besides that, garments are really what give me the most joy. And garments or accessories, things I can wear or other people can wear. I've tried stuffed animals, pillows, and it's just like, it's actual work to get myself to do it, which is not my experience with garment knitting. And so why do it, Although I do kind of want to knit a blanket, so maybe we won't hold fast to this one, but we'll see. Finally, what's out? Number 4 is thinking about whether a pattern or a color works for me. Okay? I'm not doing that. Does this color work for me? Is this pattern going to look good on me? The real question is, do I like it? The only question. That's the only question we need to know. Okay? If I like the color, wear it. Okay? Stop thinking about whether it looks good on you or not. If you like it, wear it. If you like the pattern, make it. Wear it. Let's leave all the other stuff. I don't need to complicate it more than that. Leave it behind. All right. Ins. What is in? Number 1, more joy. As in, if I enjoy it, we're doing good. Okay? I don't want to slog through anything. This is like my fun thing. This is the thing that makes me feel good. Why would I be doing something I don't like? So I'm giving myself permission to let things go. If I'm not liking it, I really enjoy patterns that push me. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about just like, bleh, like you're just like, I gotta finish it. I don't have to finish anything, and it's fine. If I enjoy it, great. If I don't, let it go. Except the pillows. I want to finish the pillows. Shh. Number 2, I want to do more cardigans, socks, and shawls. I've never done a shawl before, but I kind of want to do one. But before I commit to doing multiple shawls, I should probably do one, But definitely more cardigans and socks. I currently live in the mountains in North Carolina, and so a cardigan just like fits. It's a good sweater to have. And so I just want more of those. Number 3, new techniques. I really love learning. I want to learn more cast-ons. I want to learn more cast-offs. I want to learn more ways of increasing and decreasing. I don't know. I just want to learn it all. I think learning is super fun, especially when it's in an area that I really love and care about and want to do more of. So I want to do patterns that really increase my capabilities. Number 4, I want to follow my fancy. Okay? I want to do, well, I guess this kind of ties in with number 1, but I don't want to have to set a trajectory and then stick to it if it's not working for me. Like, I don't need to say, I'm going to make this sweater in 2 months from now. Like that's my cue or whatever. And then once I get to it, be like, I don't really want to make that. I can let that go, okay? We can make now some socks. We can make a tank top. Follow her fancy. We're going to do that this year. More things that bring me joy. Let's do it. Number 5, I want to use my own yarn, and that's going to be fun. I don't know if I had more to say about that, but I want to use my own yarn. Number 6, I want to try more US grown yarns just in general. I want to try more mills. I want to try other dyers that are using US fibers. I just want to do more US fibers in general. And what are we on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want to talk to you guys more. Okay, I want to do this more. I really enjoy this. I enjoy filming it. I enjoy doing the post-processing, the editing, and all of that. I really like it, and I want to commit to it more. So more of this, please. How about you? Anyway, number 8. I want to knit anywhere and everywhere. Okay, I don't want to feel weird. Like if I'm around friends who don't really knit, or I don't really know them that well, and like, should I pull out yes, I'm going to pull out my yarn. Okay. We're doing it. If I feel like knitting in that moment, I don't want to worry so much about whether it's appropriate or not. Barring any obviously inappropriate places to knit, which I don't know what those would be, but I think those would make themselves obvious to me. I want to allow myself to knit anywhere and everywhere. Yeah, that feels good. Those are my ins and outs for 2024. Please share an in or an out or multiple ins or multiple outs with me in the comments. Let me know what you're doing, because I might want to pick up some of your stuff, okay? Share it with me. Before I'm done, I want to talk to you a little bit about what's next up in my queue. What are we doing next? Okay, I've got I just started something. So I'm just going to tell you about it first, and then I'll show you my baby whip. It's actually for a baby, so that's pretty appropriate. It's called the Hushabye Baby Christening Gown. One of my really good friends wants me to knit her baby like this lacy deal. I'll put a picture up here by Margaret Jones. She chose this. She's getting the gown. She's getting the booty. She's getting the cap. She's getting it all. Okay. And I have about a month to make it, and I think that's plenty of time. I've already cast on, and this is as far as I've gotten. I hope you can see it. Just got really dark in here. You probably can't see this. It's probably not focusing on that at all. But she bought another Green Mountain Spinnery yarn. It is 50% mohair, 50%, oh no, it's 70%, 70% fine wool, and 30% mohair. This is a 3-ply, but it's going to be, I think it's going to be really nice and drapey. These are 100 grams, 450 yards. So I think it's really perfect for this pattern. I will let you know how it goes. You'll be updated. The next thing I'm starting for myself is the Mara scarf by Audrey Borrego. It's a free pattern. And yeah, I just wanted another scarf because clearly I like them, but I don't want to knit. I actually would probably knit this one again, but I just want to try something new. So we're trying that one. And this is a fairly new release, and she released it for free, which is very generous. I've wanted to try multiple of her patterns, so I'm excited to try that one. I said I'm casting that one on with our own yarn, naturally dyed in that yellow. So I'm stoked on that. And then I want to make so it's Pearl Soho put out a pattern called the Watch Cap and Mitts, but I'm only going to make the fingerless mittens. I do not have yarn picked out for that yet, so we'll have to figure that out. But my hands get hot. Even when we lived in Montana and it was like 0 degrees out and we were out snowboarding, I would take off my gloves because my hands get so hot. And now we live in North Carolina, and you know, it's just, I think fingerless mitts would be perfect for me. So we're doing that. And then I'm also going to make the classic ribbed hat by Pearl Soho. I do not have yarn picked out for that. but I have a free skein of yarn waiting for me at my local yarn store, Black Mountain Yarn Shop. So we're gonna hit that up. And then I'm thinking about making the White Russian by Thea Coleman. This has been on my queue for a while because I've just been making other people things, but I think that would be really nice, a really nice light sweater. Yeah. So that's what I got so far. And I think that's all I've got for today. Oh, also for Christmas, I got a Luca, I think that's how you say it, Swift, and a ball winder. So I'm super stoked on that. We're winding things up real quick now. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Please, if you enjoyed this, please like and then hit the subscribe button and join me on this journey. Thanks again and have fun knitting.